Hello, my name is Jennifer, and welcome to JsKnitTherapy. This is episode number 3. I am located in upstate New York, where I live with my husband and our 2 kitties. We are a blended family with 5 adult children. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much. I'm so glad you're back. And if you're new, I am so glad you are here. I hope that everyone's had a great month. It's been about a month since my last podcast. I know that I've had a lot going on the needles, and I hope you have too. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, today, the only handmade item that I have on is my scarf. This is a scarf patterned by an Italian knitter. It is called the Italian Summer Scarf. I believe I've spoken about this on my first episode. It was a finished object. Um, I love this scarf. It's a beautiful eyelet pattern. It knits up very quickly. It is a fun knit, fun quick knit. She does have other sizes in it. You can do a bandana size, and you can do she has an Italian summer shawl that is larger, but it's really great. And I knit it up in haiku sueño, which is a superwash merino and viscose from bamboo blend, which makes it light and airy. It's not uncomfortable. I don't feel sweaty wearing it, especially now in the springtime. I just find it to be very comfortable. I like how it lays, and it's a great little scarf. And you can find it on Ravelry. It is actually a free pattern. Just look up an Italian knitter or the Italian summer scarf. So that's what I'm wearing today, and the color I believe is denim that I knitted up in. So I wanted to share that I don't have any finished objects this podcast, but I have been knitting a lot. I have a lot on my needles that I want to talk about with you. And also, I wanted to just start by saying that I have something very special to share with you guys today. If you stick around towards the end of my podcast, I'll let you know what that is. So, without further ado, let's get started and talk about the knitting. First thing that I still have been working on is my Prospect Tee by Tori Yu, and I've made a ton of progress on this. So last time we were together, I had casted on the back neck, and I had done the short row section, which is like right in here. And as you can see, I've joined in the round, and I'm pretty close to being done. This is such a great pattern. As you can see, there's so much texture. It's all made with knits and pearls. Where you pick up at the shoulder in the back is just beautiful. It's just so seamless how Tori wrote the pattern. I mean, you can't even see. Here it is. Let me see. It's like right in here. It just looks like the pattern. She really did a great job designing this. I've knit it up in Knitting for Olive cotton merino in the colorway Buttercup. I really do love yellow. This is a very bright, sunshiny yellow, and I really do love it. So I have to do the ribbing on the sleeves, on the neckline, and let me see, where am I on here? Okay, so we just literally gotten around here. I do have to do, I think she calls for like 11 1/4 inches, but which is kind of good for me. I'm short waisted, so I think I only have to go about 10. So there's still a lot of knitting to do on a fingering weight yarn, but I'm getting there, and I'm hoping to have this done by the next time we're together. But this is a great pattern by Tori Yu. She writes a beautiful pattern, very easy to follow. So I highly recommend you check that out. My second WIP that is almost done is my late checkout sweater by Kutovakika. And I've made a lot of progress on this since the last time. So I've finished the collar. This, I think I had to knit 4 inches of the double rib, and then you fold it over and you sew it down on the inside. I do really like how that came out. It's so it's a nice stretchy collar. It's going to fit really well. I have the right sleeve done. Here we go. And bound off. And I just started on the left sleeve. Really just started. So, excuse me, my heat just turned on. So sorry that you're hearing that blowing. And then on the bottom, my ribbing is done. I have not cast off the ribbing yet. But yeah, I think that this will be a finished object, although I said that the last time, but I really do believe this will be done because I don't like to leave things hanging around too long. And I'd love to wear it. It's getting warmer, but I think on a cooler evening, I still would probably be able to wear this. I love the color. It is called, it's Knit Picks Palette in the colorway Fairy Tale. It's a fingering weight yarn, and I'm holding it double. The color on camera looks, the colorway in person, I believe, is a little bit more beautiful. It's a little more purpley in person, like a real rich magenta. This almost looks more fuchsia to me, but I love the color. So this is the late checkout sweater. This is what the back looks like. I just love that detail. I heard someone call this a European construction. If anybody knows if that's true or not, if you could drop that in the comments, I'd love to know. So yeah, almost done with that. Another thing I have on the needles, this came up unexpectedly. I put in for another test knit, and it was for Tori Yu. And I had been working on the Prospect Tee, and it was so great and so easy to read, and I really liked how her writing style. So, and I love everything that she makes anyway. So I was able to get in on her newest test knit, which is for the Avenue tank, and I've started that already. There is a crew neck version as well as a V-neck version, and I've opted to do the V-neck version. So here it is. Well, let's show you the back. So here's the back. You start in the back. You knit down to where I have this little stitch marker. And then, I'm sorry, no, you knit down a little bit further than that stitch marker, and then you start the underarm shaping. And that's what I'm working on right now, is the underarm shaping. Picked up on the shoulder to come over the shoulder, and eventually, very soon, all of this will be connected, and then we'll be knitting in the round. The yarn I'm using for this is Cascade Heritage, which I have never used the Cascade yarns. I've been wanting to try them, and I had been away a couple of weekends ago. We just took a day trip to Boston, and of course I had to hit up a yarn shop because I look for yarn shops everywhere that I go. And they had this Cascade Heritage, and I thought, oh, I love the color. It was a fingering weight. I did not know at the time what I was going to be making. Tori put her call out for test knits like 3 days later, so it worked out perfectly. I'm like, this would be a beautiful tank top for the summer. This is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. I really like it. It's actually pretty soft. I did get gauge with it. So the color is called Citron. Let me just see quick. Color number 5629, Citron. To me, it just looks like a really soft lime, like lime sherbet. So I got the lime in this and the lemon in the Prospect Tee. So I'm all set for summer. Yeah, so I really like it. What I'm going to do once I connect in the round is I'm going to give it a good steam block. Right now, it's looking small to me, and I'm a little concerned about that. I'm not going to lie. But I am on gauge. So this does not have a lot of positive ease. I think it may be an inch. I can't remember exactly, but it's really not a positive ease, a piece that's going to have a ton of positive ease. So I'm going to give it a good steam block once I connect in the round, and see see where I'm at. But I'm fairly confident it's going to be okay. I do have a 40-inch bust, and I typically knit around a size 4. That's where a 40-inch, excuse me, I have a 41-inch bust, and that's where it usually falls. Her size 4 was a 40-inch bust, so I am making a size 5, and I think it's like 43 and a quarter. So I will keep you guys updated on that. We have until June 10th to finish this test knit, so I'm on track. I'm not worried about it. It is fingering weight, and as we know, that grows very slowly, but I'm confident. She gave us like 2 months to do it, so that was great. While I'm talking about it, I just have to show this little gadget to you guys. I don't know if any of you have a skein, a yarn ball holder. I'm not really sure what they're officially called, but this is the best little contraption, and you don't have balls of yarn flying all over the place. So you just put your cake on. This removes from here. It's a little magnet, so you can easily put your cake on and off. Your little magnet holds it together. I bought it on Amazon. I just love it, and my kitty cats love it. They love swatting at it while I'm knitting, so I just wanted to show you that. And I have a fourth thing on the needles. I've had a little bit of cast-on-itis in the sense that I just want to make all the things, and there's just only so many hours in a day, and I just want to make everything. So I decided to cast on my husband's sweater that we talked about the last time. I'm making him the Northland sweater by Petite Knit. I had swatched last time. This is the swatch I had shown you. She's asking for a 17 stitch gauge. This actually gave me 18 stitches on a US 8 needle, US 8. So I decided to go up one needle size. I swatched again with a US 9, and I just don't like it. It's just very loosey-goosey. This is an alpaca yarn also, but it seems very see-through. I didn't care for it. So what I did do is a very nice viewer, and I believe her screen name was Olive the Lemon. And when I was talking about this, she sent me a little gauge math on how to change if you're not getting gauge and what needle size and the size and all of that. So it was very, very simple math. So I did your math. Thank you so much for that comment. I am going to stick with the size 8 needle because I liked the fabric, and my husband is a 42-inch chest. On the pattern, that would be a size medium. So with switching, because I'm getting an 18 stitch gauge and they're calling for 17, I will be making him a size large, and that'll bring him, it falls right into a 43-inch chest, which is fine. It won't be too much positive ease. He doesn't like his clothes really baggy, so I think it's going to be perfect. So I cast on for that, and I'm using the Mary Maxim alpaca with all the little tweety bits in there. I think it's so pretty. And I cast on yesterday. I'll get it going the wrong way here. And on her pattern, this is the first time I've ever done a petite knit garment pattern. I have done a couple of scarves. So you pick up for the neck at the end. So you just cast on for the back, and I just started the raglan, the shoulder increasing in here, and I think I did maybe 6 of them, and I am, as you can see, I'm out of cable. This was the longest cable I had left, so I had to stop, but I have put it in order. I've ordered a couple of extra cables. Because I have so many projects going, I don't have enough cables. So I should have that in a few days, and then I can get working on his sweater. I am enjoying this because, it's a bigger needle, thicker yarn. I'm really enjoying the fingering weight yarn, but everything grows so slowly. I just wanted to get something else going. He really, he requested that I have this done for our trip in August that we're taking to Alaska that I spoke about last podcast. So I really want to honor that request and I want to make this for him. So that's the Northland sweater. That is everything I have on my needles. But I do want to talk about some acquisitions and some other projects that I have that I would like to get going on. Um, let's just back up a second. Did anyone participate in local yarn shop day? That was last weekend, and I did participate in that. Went to my local yarn shop. It was a lot of fun. So one of the things that I have for my future plans is a shawlette that I'm going to be making with this kit I bought from my local yarn shop. And it's by Earth Yarns. This is Earth Yarns, which I've never heard of them before. It's a new to me yarn. And the kit came with, let me just see, there's a fingering weight ultrafine merino. So you got a 50-gram skein of that with this gorgeous silk mohair. Look at all the colors in that, hand dyed. Isn't that beautiful? So this makes a little shawlette. I will put a picture up. And what I liked about this little shawlette is I like the little keyhole feature where one of the sides can go in through the keyhole and you don't have to tie it or knot it. I've always been drawn to that type of shawlette and I've not made one yet. So I'm going to knit this up, and I've never used mohair. So it'll be my first time using mohair. I figured this was a good way to get my feet wet with the mohair scene. The thought of making a garment with mohair and then it itching, it hasn't been thrilling me, and I've been trying to avoid it. I know it makes a beautiful fabric. I also know that they can be very warm. I'm in the season of my life where I don't like to be very warm all the time because I run hot. So I figured this was a good way to dip my toe into the mohair scene. And it will be around my neck. So if it's itchy around my neck, it'll be a good indicator. Then maybe it's not something I want to wear on my body. Although this does have silk in it too, so maybe it's not just the mohair. So maybe that'll offset some of the itchiness. If anybody has any comments on that, I would love to hear it. But I am going to be making that little shawlette. I do not know when I'm going to get that on the needles, but it's in my stash and ready to go. Something else that I have been wanting to do is I've heard other people talk about making themselves a birthday sweater, or they cast on, they do a birthday cast on. And I just kind of really like that idea. I like the idea of making yourself a special garment that you can wear on your birthday. So my birthday isn't until November, but I've been thinking for the last few months about what I would like, because I want it to be a special sweater. I decided I wanted to do something with color work, which would be something new for me. And I was tooling around Ravelry one night, probably about 6-7 weeks ago. It was a few weeks back, and in their top 10 what's hot, there was something in the number one position, and I've never seen it before, and I've never seen it in that number one position or even in the top 10 since. It's called the J Sweater Reimagined, and it's a let me see, hold on a second. The designer's name is Rachel Brockman, and it's on the Universal Yarn website is where I guess it's been published, this particular pattern. So it's a circular yoke construction, and what drew me instantly is I really liked the colorwork pattern. It's not super intricate, but it looks very pretty. I love all the Nordic sweaters and things, but I look at that and my brain just kind of does flip-flops in my head, probably because I've never done color work. So I did want to start off with something simple. So I went ahead, clicked through onto the Universal Yarn website, and I actually bought the yarn that is used in the pattern because I love the colors. So this is a Fanti yarn. It's from France, Mongolia 3. It is a mixture of wool and 15% yak, which I thought was very interesting. It's my understanding yak really softens up very nicely. Um, it looks kind of, it's not a super heavy weight yarn. Um, in fact, I think it's a DK. I'm sorry, I don't have my notes on that in front of me. So it's not a super heavy garment, which I like. I really like the color work. They're showing it with a 3/4 length sleeve. I may consider doing a full length sleeve, especially because it'll be November when I'm wearing this. So I did buy an extra ball of yarn to accommodate. I didn't want to play yarn chicken. Um, what else can I tell you about it? I like how they have the gray kind of on the wristband and as well as on the collar. I really like that. And the ribbing. The ribbing is a different color. So I am going to attempt to make that sweater. I have everything ready to go. And I'm guessing I probably will start it right after summer, like in the beginning of September is my thought process. I want to give myself time. I don't want to rush through it. I don't want to get stressed out about it. So yeah, so I'm going to be making, that's going to be my birthday sweater this year. Okay. I wanted to circle back to the Mathilda sweater that I spoke about last time. This is the sweater that had the sardine motif on the front. Thank you for everyone who gave me some ideas about fish motif sweaters and what types of yarn. This particular sweater does call for a bulky weight, or an Aran weight rather, yarn. And my one question was, does anybody have any ideas about yarn that isn't a super heavy wool? Because I do want to wear this in the summertime. So thank you for everybody who gave me their comments. It was great. I've decided to go with the Mathilda. I did look at some other patterns that I've seen out there. I did want to clarify that this is an intarsia motif. This is not a stranded colorwork motif. I kind of looked up how to do our intarsia. It's not a huge motif. I think it'll be fine. It'll be a new tool in my toolbox, have shall I say. So I think I can handle that. A lot of people who, when I was reading in notes and things, a lot of people said, this is the first sweater I ever knit. It was very easy. So I think I'm going to be able to handle that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make that in the yarn that I'm going to use, or I think I'm going to use. It's called Cascade Cantata. I've never heard of that yarn. A podcaster, I think her name is, her screen name, she's not a podcaster, excuse me, she's on Instagram, Flannery Knits. If you don't follow her, you need to follow her. She's great. She's a math teacher and she does all the math and all the things, and she knits beautiful garments, and she just has really good tips and tricks, and I enjoy her, watching her. So she had talked about she was going to use cantata for something, and it made me do a deep dive because I'm like, oh, I've never heard of Cascade Cantata. I've heard of the 220, and now I'm using the Heritage. So the cantata is, I think it's 17 stitches. It's a thicker, like an Aran weight yarn, but when I say Aran weight, I mean in thickness. But it is a cotton merino. So it is a cotton tube with merino blown into the tube. It creates a very lightweight fabric at that thicker gauge. So it did say it was very good to use for warmer weather garments. So I was like, bingo, that's exactly what I was looking for. And I love the idea of a cotton merino. I like the feel of it. So I'm going to go with that. They have a good amount of colors. A lot of their colors actually look heathered. And I was reading because they only dye is it the merino part or the cotton part? Now I'm going to say it backwards. I think it's the cotton part and not the merino. I could be wrong on that. Excuse me if I am. But it almost makes it look heathered because one of the fabrics, or one of the ingredients in there, is dyed and the other one is not. It creates this heathered look. So I am excited about getting that. There is a local to me yarn shop that carries Cascade. I do not know if they carry the cantata. So I'm gonna take a ride up there and go in and look. I'd much rather purchase from my local yarn shop if I can, If not, I will go online and order it. But I'm hoping to have that yarn by my next podcast so we can look at it and talk about it. So that will be on my needles as well. So I'm kind of having a push now to get the 2 sweaters done for August, which I think I can do. So we've got that going on. A third thing that I have been thinking a lot about is, believe it or not, the Renunculus. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about the Renunculus. So I've always seen it on Ravelry, and I thought it was the most god-awful looking sweater. I have to be honest. Why would anybody want to knit the Renunculus? But there's like 34,000 projects on Ravelry for it. So then I started to see other people have been making the Renunculus, and I'm like, oh, I really like that. I think it was just that big, huge, oversized, drapey. That doesn't look good on me, so I don't tend to gravitate to things like that. I like a little positive ease, but not that much. So I've been seeing some really beautiful ranunculi in the wild. And so I've kind of done a little bit of a deep dive into the ranunculus, and I have some drop spell in my stash. And I was thinking that would be another really nice summer garment to make. And I do love that lace motif that they have. So I'm not going to get a lot into it right now, but it's in my head. I'm doing some deep dives. I found some ladies who have a podcast that have talked. They did like a whole ranunculus knit along, so they've got some really good information. So I'm going to look into that a little bit more and how to gauge swatch for it. And I think that's the other part that really, it actually scared me, because I'm like, I don't even know where to go with this thing. And it really, because I'm not that proficient of a knitter yet, right? I'm still what I call an adventurous beginner. And it really scared me to try to figure all that out. So there's a lot of guidance out there if you start searching for it. So it's in my mind. It's sort of on the back burner, but and everybody says it knits up really fast, like in 2 weeks, because you do it on such large needles. So I'm thinking about it, but I'll keep you guys posted on that as well. So, guys, I think that's it. It's been great spending time with you. I've been loving all the comments. So please continue to comment. I love that interaction that we can have and talk back and forth. I'd love to know your thoughts. If you've made a ranunculus, what you've made it out of, how was your experience, any tips or tricks or videos or anything to watch that could help. Tell me what you're working on. Yeah, and please like and subscribe. We're building a really nice community here. The more you like and the more comments you do, it really just grows a community, and it gets these videos out to other people if you're enjoying them. I've really been amazed at how it's growing, and I'm so thrilled and I'm so happy about that. And it's really, the thanks is all to you guys for doing all of those things. So if you're new and you like this, I want to encourage you to do so, like and subscribe and share. But I wanted to share with you guys, so my Nuance Tea by Julia Piro, as you know, I had talked about that. It has launched. I think April 15th it went live. But the bigger thing that I wanted to share with you is Julia has been so gracious and has offered my viewers and subscribers a discount code to be able to go on her website or on her Ravelry page and purchase any pattern, not just the Nuance Tea pattern, any pattern. She's going to give you 20% off your orders. So I wanted to give you the code. The code you need for that is JsKnit. JsKnit. And the code is good through May 31st, 20% off any of her patterns. And she has some beautiful patterns out there. And I believe most of her patterns, I don't think it's all, but most of her patterns have video tutorial support. So if you are a newer knitter, I just want to encourage you. If you can knit and purl, you can make a sweater. And Julia is a fantastic teacher. Um, her videos are fantastic. So I just want to encourage you to go out there, support her if you could. And she's giving you a big thank you for that support by giving you 20% off. I was so grateful that she did that. That was so super nice of her to share with you guys. So please go out there and get your Julia Pirro recipes. And let me know if you did. I would love to know what ones you purchase, what you're going to buy, or what you're going to make. I actually have a few in my library and Ravelry. I have the Mellow Mood sweater. I have the Artist sweater, I believe it's called. It's also like a textured pattern sweater that she actually, when we did the test knit for the Nuance Tee, um, she gave her testers a free pattern as a thank you. So I chose the Artist sweater that I want to make for fall. It's actually really nice. So yeah, so please do all the things, guys. And thank you so much for spending a little bit of your precious time with me today. And everybody have a great one. See you soon. Bye.